Be part of this growing excellence in aviation industry. Be a Cheynair graduate and live the dream. Located strategically on Mactan Cebu International Airport Authority General Aviation Area, Cebu, Philippines. Cheynair provides excellent and high-quality learning for aspiring pilots who want to pursue it as a passion or even as a profession. Cheynair is an accredited holder of Aviation Training Organization certification by CAAP, with highly skilled aircraft mechanics, high-experienced ground course professors, and flight instructors, all of them meticulously selected by the CEO, a commercial pilot and aircraft mechanic license holder himself.
Becoming a pilot is something that I really love since the beginning. This is my passion, and I think it's every man's ambition. When I was 9 years old, I saw an airplane in the sky. I think that I want to be a pilot who flies that airplane. So when I went to college, I decided to study in Pat's College of Aeronautics and took up Bachelor's of Science in Aircraft Technology. There, I know that my childhood dream would no longer be just a dream.
After Captain Joram C. Sarmiento graduated and got his license, he was flying for other companies as a charter pilot. There he met clients that became friends who encouraged and supported him to have his own plane.
I did not immediately buy one, or rather I started to lease or borrow or rent. A year passed, the owner decided to sell it to me.
That was his first aircraft, the Piper Cherokee 140. After achieving 5,000 flight hours in 2005, he started to reconsider the purpose of his profession. So instead of becoming just a part of the airline pilot industry, which would be every pilot's greatest achievement, he chose to build Cheynair, which is a breeding ground for a safety-oriented airman.
First, I did not think of doing it commercially. I just really wanted to become a pilot. But in the end, it became a business.
Because of the passion for aviation and the demand of the airline industry, Cheynair Aviation was created. Since 2005, Cheynair Aviation Training Services, Inc. offers private pilot, PPL, commercial pilot, CPL, instrument rating, IR, flight instructor, type rating, and CPL IR multi-engine CRM integrated courses.
I chose Cheynair Aviation because they provide high-quality ground courses and flight training for aspiring pilots like me. Aside from that, they also develop students holistically through their one-on-one training.
Also, Cheynair Aviation has the privilege to accept foreign students as accredited by the Bureau of Immigration and the Department of Foreign Affairs. Now there are students from Japan, Korea, Libya, Oman, Nigeria, Sudan, Nepal, Congo, Papua New Guinea, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Syria, India, Belgium, and Egypt. Living and studying abroad is a challenge that not everyone can meet because it requires an individual to act and think responsibly. Yet these guys managed to overcome the hurdles, even though most admit that at first they all have acted childishly.
Here in Cheynair, not only we strive for being the best, but we are doing it with style. We learn, we fly, at the same time we are having fun.
When I was a kid, I always used to tell my parents that I really want to become a pilot, and it was within me.
It is a great opportunity to encounter different people, different culture, and different personas, all bounded by one passion, the passion to fly.
I wanted to be a flight instructor to pass on the legacy and share the skills that I experienced through the years as a commercial pilot.
Furthermore, Cheynair Aviation's aircrafts are composed of multiple fixed-wing, single, and multi-engine aircraft. To ensure that the company is positioned to respond to growth opportunities, the teaching staff is re-audited annually by a flying school based in Australia. This, of course, is over and above the minimum requirements set by the aviation standards. It's said that sometimes you choose your career and sometimes it chooses you. But in this case, it was found somewhere in between and stuck for a lifetime. We have talked to one newly developed flight instructor, Captain Lemuel Royce Auxilio. who has been soaring the skies for 2 years with Cheynair Aviation. We want to share a glimpse of the stories and insights that a pilot profession and how to choose it.
Cheynair Aviation is not your typical flying school. It is an institution promoting healthy learning in and out of the classroom and the cockpit. Backed by unparalleled experience and information constantly updated, we simply don't teach you how to fly. We train you on becoming a professional aviator.
The reason of Cheynair existence for 15 years is because our caliber of training is like no other. We never sacrifice high-quality standards vis-a-vis the current bandwagon of putting ourselves in the market by lowering down our cost just to keep up with the competition. It is our reputation to hone trainees to become the finest professional pilot they can be.
Life here was great, even though living with guys who had their first experience of independent life was humorous sometimes. Overall, I absolutely loved VFR flights, but now that I'm done, my focus has shifted and I'm eager to get into an interview with an airline and move on with my career. Hopefully one day flying for an Airbus.
Got some valuable life lessons?
There's a lot. Being a student doesn't pass without leaving a memorable mark or teaching a valuable life lesson that changes the entire thinking process of that person.
To be a flight instructor, it's not an easy task. You are molding the future of the new generation pilots. A flight instructor must be knowledgeable, consistent, sufficient, and cautious in delivering correct information and studies in order to achieve credible outcomes.
Cheynair Aviation could produce world-class pilots. They can mold students with a positive attitude in the world of aviation.
And you always have to make the student feel that flying is always fun, and at the same time make sure you impose the lessons as per the training procedure.
I don't have only one best experience. I had fun flying with Cheynair Aviation. I trusted their training a lot. I trusted the pilots, and the staff were very supportive. And then we were able to come up with solutions to some of our problems before. I believe that's my best experience, aside from having night flights, which is like very seldom for flying schools here in the Philippines.
I'm still flying charters until now. Also, I myself teach them the proper way of flying. I believe that together with the other flight instructors and pilots, our combined knowledge, extensive experience, and hands-on training can provide students the most fun but safest and most of all, the finest quality of flying. My message to all the dreamers is to follow whatever your heart desires and take it seriously. From there, rise the greatest, blessed and future.
And to all aspiring pilots, see that future with us. Take that bold step and fly Cheynair, who makes dreams of flight a reality.
Join us and discover why the future is in the sky.
You can visit our website now at www.flycheynair.com.ph or contact us today at +633 249 53442 or send us an email at flycheynair@ymail.com. What are you waiting for? Fly with Cheynair Aviation.